Hello old friends, welcome home. My name is Starlight, aka Hippie Gamer Chick, and I'm obsessed with spirituality and gaming. This chair is really creaky, so excuse me if I'm creaking away. It's so good to be back. I'm back home, as you can see. I still haven't organized myself though. I need to buy some candles to set up my lights again and set up my PS4. But this video today is going to be a bit different. It's going to be all about my dreads, my locks, whatever you want to call them. If you're into this sort of thing or into spirituality, please hit that subscribe button down below. Click that like button to show your support, and you can also follow me on Instagram. I'll pop my handle right here. I also have a Twitch, which I'll pop here, and I have Discord. All of those links I will link below. So yeah, this video is going to be all about my dreads, my journey, how it all started. I will be back with a gaming video soon, so if you're more into the gaming side of things, you can check out the next video. But basically I wanted to just talk about my journey, why I decided to get them in the first place, what they mean to me, the spiritual aspect of them, and why I love them. So I have had a fascination with locks, matted hair, knotty hair, whatever you want to call it, since I was pretty young. I remember being in high school and I would see guys walking around with dreads and I'd be like, oh, they look really, really cool. But back then I had no idea how you went about installing them. I had no idea that there's so many different ways to get dreads. So I just never really looked further into it. And then as I got older, I was with my late partner and I used to talk to him about them all the time and how I wanted them. And I contacted a bunch of, they're called locticians, so people who lock your hair. And each time I either didn't have enough money or I just didn't hear back. So there are a few times where I wanted them, but it just wasn't meant to be. I believe that your hair holds so much energy, it holds a lot of spiritual energy. I know that might sound weird, but I also just think they looked really beautiful. I had this like attachment to having, I guess, perfect hair, and I never appreciated my own hair. I've dyed my hair all different colors. My natural hair color is actually kind of strawberry blonde. Peanuts during the party. When I was a little girl, it was bright red. I'll insert a photo here. And then as I got older, it went more of a strawberry blonde, and I never liked my natural hair color, so I dyed it all these different colors. And then I finally chopped it all off, which I kind of regret because I had such long hair. It was like down, nearly down to my bum. It's really long again, but it's only been able to grow since I've had locks. I also dyed it purple, pink, rainbow, all different colors, bleached it, dyed it jet black once, over blonde. Took me ages to get back to blonde after that big mistake. I dyed it bright red, all the different colors. Yeah, for me, my hair was so damaged as well. It would naturally lock all the time, especially since I love going to festivals, or in Australia we call them doofs, bush doofs. It's like a party in the doof, party in the bush. With music, kind of similar to the rave, or what do they call it in America? Is it EDM party? Similar to that, but not, because you're in the forest and they're awesome, but obviously lockdown's taken that away. Yeah. But anyway, I would see like people at these festivals, a lot of people had them, and I'd always just be like drawn to them and think they were really beautiful. If you've seen my video about coping with loss and my story, you know that I went through the tragedy back when I lost my partner, and right after I lost him, I wanted to basically do like this big makeover and change my appearance, because I was just feeling just really scattered and obviously grieving and a bit all over the place. So I thought first thing I was going to do was get a tattoo, which I did end up getting for years later, and 2 years later. There were a few other things. I just wanted a change, and a girlfriend that I met at a friend's party was a loctician, and she had beautiful blonde dreads, and I was just like, wow, you have such beautiful hair. And I told her how I'd always wanted them and how I'd wanted them when I was with Riley, and she was like, I'll do them for you, like I'll give you a huge discount. And I was just like, no, don't be silly, because in Melbourne for like a full head of dreads, like of locks like this, it will cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000. I don't have a full head. I did that on purpose because I kind of liked being able to have some of my natural hair, even though it is really dead, but I wanted something to play with. And when I do decide to eventually brush them out or whatever, cut them, at least I'll have some hair to kind of counteract. Maybe I can have a little bob or I can do something with it. But it is cool as well being able to switch it up. I can still style this hair and leave my dreads however. Yeah, she was like, I'll give you a discount. I was like, are you serious? She goes, of course. And anyway, we bonded and I got to know her more and got close to her, and I told her all about Riley and what had happened. And the day that we booked an appointment for her to lock my hair was actually 1 year to the day after he'd passed. So it was like a very significant date, obviously. And she did it for me for free, which is insane. So I'll always appreciate you for that. Shout out to Kate. I'll link her Insta down below. But yeah, she's awesome. So she did them for me and it was a process. Oh my gosh. I went to her house and it took many hours. Sit down. Sit. Yeah, it was extremely painful. I've always had a very sensitive scalp as it is, but this was like next level pain. Like I was squeezing my hands together like that. I had like an imprint of my nails in my hands. I drank some wine to try and like help with the pain and I pushed through, but it took about 12 hours. And one thing I forgot to mention is I was wearing temporary dreads. I keep calling them dreads and I hope that doesn't offend anybody. I'm just paranoid about like upsetting anybody with different terms for them because I know that people think it can be like culturally upsetting. But anyway, because I had temporary dreads in for about a year before she did them, I would wear them all the time. I was obsessed with them. That's how I knew I really was ready. And she put them in my hair, but it shrunk my hair. Like my hair was really short afterwards because obviously when you lock your hair, it shrinks your hair like pretty much half to half its length. And I didn't get extensions, so she decided to just tie back in my temporary ones so I didn't feel completely bald because my hair was like up to here. So I had the real dreads and then my temporary ones over the top. And that was really cool. I've had them now, it's been like, my goodness, 6 years, 5 or 6 years. Yeah. Anyway, I've had them for a long time. I'll insert some photos when they were like, when I first had them and then over the years after that. But I am obsessed with them. I feel like they're a part of me. I do believe they hold energy. So I do believe in like cleansing your hair, and whether it's with incense or doing a full-on deep cleanse where you get bicarb soda and sit them in bicarb soda for a while. Last time I did that, it was really good, but I usually just wash them with tea tree. Some common questions I get about my dreads I thought I'd answer as well is, can you wash them? Yes, you can wash them. You can do everything that you can do to normal hair. You can dye it, except brush. I mean, you can brush them out, although people don't realize that as well. You can also brush your dreads out. I've had a lot of friends that have done that. But you can dye them, wash them, braid them, do them in different hairstyles. It's hair. It's just locked, matted hair. So it's very easy to, you know, mix it up, and of course you wash them. There's all different ways to get locks as well. So mine was done with the crochet method, but you can back comb, you can do freeform, which my brother has. Freeform is literally just letting your hair lock on its own. You can just palm roll them. There's so many different techniques for locking your hair, but this girl was really good with the crochet method, but it was really painful, especially when it got to the roots. Oh my gosh. And when the adrenaline wears off, the pain, ugh. Everyone's different though. I think some people have really strong scalps and don't even feel it, but it really, really, really hurt me. And when I get them maintained, it really hurts. So it's important to get them maintained every 3 to 6 months. So they'll just like tighten them at the roots and fix any weak spots and just neaten them up. So I love getting them maintained. I always feel really fresh after them, and then I find them easier to dye as well once I've had them maintained. But yeah, that was my story about how I ended up first getting locks, and I've loved having all different colors in them. I've loved dyeing them. I've dyed them pink and blue and rainbow. I dyed half of my head red once and half blonde. Dyeing them is damaging, and I do bleach them, so it does damage the dreads, but it is damaged hair anyway. It's basically dead hair. You can brush them out. I would lose a lot of hair because with dreads you don't shed hair the same way you normally would. So with brushing them out, you can either use like a metal comb, really fine tooth comb, or you can even use a needle. I've seen people do the needle method where they're just like a sewing needle and do one at a time, or they'll put a heap of conditioner in and do it that way. I personally would probably use like the metal comb. I literally have a dread comb to make dreads, so I'd probably use that. I do like bits at a time because it would take forever. So I'd probably do a few dreads, braid them, and then like leave them for a few days, because I think it can take like 3 days if you sit there non-stop doing them. I'm not ready to let them go just yet. They've been on a journey with me. They've traveled the world, been all around Southeast Asia and Europe and Africa, so it's pretty cool that I've got to travel with these beauties. I love how you can style them differently. You can add different thread into them, you can add extensions in. I do have some extensions and some hair wraps in different colors. These ones are like glow in the dark. You can have so much fun with locks, so it is a lot of fun, but it is a big commitment because obviously once you've got them in your hair, like to uninstall them is going to take a long time, and it's painful as well. But I know there'll be a day when I'm like ready to do that, but right now I would feel naked without them. They're just a part of me. I feel this spiritual connection to them. But if you're thinking about getting them, I'd say look into it. I mean, if you really want to, if you've been thinking about it for a while and you have the money or you know someone who can do it for you, that's awesome. You can even do it yourself. There's so many YouTube tutorials and videos on how to do it yourself. So I've made them with extensions as well. But yeah, that is my lock story, or my lock story. I just had a quick Google about some of the earliest dreads, and some of the earliest depictions of dreadlocks date back as far as 1600 to 1500 BCE in the Minoan civilization, one of Europe's earliest civilizations, centered in Crete, now part of Greece. That's really cool. And I found like some pictures. I'll pop a picture up here. That is awesome. I've never seen that photo, but I love reading about the history of them as well and all the different cultures. I appreciate it so much and find it fascinating. But yeah, if you're into this sort of thing, please click that like button down below. Please follow me on all my socials, and I will be back with a gaming video soon. I'll give you guys a quick view of my locks. I hope the chair's not in the way. So that, as you can see, they're pretty long. Yeah, I'm hoping you can see them. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching and clicking on this video. I'm getting back into streaming, yay. I've been wanting to do it for ages. I've just been struggling with my camera and internet, and obviously we were relocated, but now I'm home, I can start getting back into that. So tell me some games to stream. I'm thinking of re-streaming Life is Strange because it was so awesome. Thank you. I love you so much. And remember, if you can be anything, please be kind. Peace, love, and bye, fun. Mwah.